Part 3 of the Lemonbuster's inspection of a 2007 Passat. I'm going to go ahead and close this door. Move on over here to the driver's seat. You see the left front door panel in good shape. Door's in good shape here. You can see it's got your clock is currently off, and I don't know whenever changed for that. 62,000 miles. I'm gonna go ahead and fire her up here. As you can see, it does have a tire pressure light on. According to the computer, it's saying wheel 1 is low. The vehicle does appear to have new tires on it. We're going to dive into that and look at that shortly. The system might just need to be reset at this point. You can see the brake indicator goes off. So you get a good revving up here. Electronic parking brake works. Very problematic thing on these Passats. Got our illumination. One thing I was a little concerned is the air is blowing pretty lukewarm here. I'm only getting probably about 60 or so degree vent temp out of the vents right now with the air on, maybe into the mid-50s at points when I rev it up. It's definitely not an issue of the vehicle thinking it's not warm enough out to turn the air on, because it does use a variable rate compressor here, but it shows that it's 61 degrees. And there were no faults stored in the system, but the AC lines under the hood definitely don't get cold while it's running. Go ahead and flip the radio on for you here.
Unlikely you're going to have all.
We got our AM talk radio here. You see the FM is definitely worn off. Get your presets. The radio's got pretty good sound to it. Our rear defog comes on, recirc actuates. You can see it's up onto the dash here as it moves the paper around. Back to the face vent area, down to the floor, and a bolt. So not too happy with the output of the AC on this particular vehicle. The heat, however, kicks pretty strong. We get good heat out of here, getting up to about 140 degrees, 145 degrees as the vehicle continues to warm up, which is nice. So definitely something that may need to be addressed. You can see, like I said, the tire pressure monitor light is on. It also had some history faults stored in it for misfires. So misfire cylinder 1 and also a random misfire PO300 fault. Coil failure is real common on these Volkswagen Turbo 1.8 and 2-liter motors. This one is the Turbo 2-liter. We're going to go step back out and take a look under the hood now. Get to see the... You see, here we go, we have the 2-liter FSI turbo. Oil is at a good level, but as you can see, it's definitely a little on the dirtier side. Probably could use a change. Also, in our areas, our coolant is low. I don't see any signs of a trace, but I would suspect the water pump is probably leaking, which is driven by the timing belt on this particular engine. Also, as you can see down here, you can definitely see the valve cover is leaking. So definitely a problem there. Serpentine belt drive looks pretty good. Belt's in pretty nice shape. See a motor mount area and everything like that. See a firewall. See the VIN placards. Nicely stamped into the side there. I'm going to do my best to point it out, but as you can see, there's definitely oil on the bell housing there. That could be from the valve cover gasket, but we've also seen some instances of cam seals leaking behind the high pressure fuel pump there, which is a high failure problem for this vehicle. Anyway, it seems to be working okay now. It doesn't have any fuel pressure faults. Haven't driven it yet to see on that. So once again, notice there's some labels on the inner fender well here, like it had been replaced at one point or another. Usually that's a typical sign of when a part comes from the dealer itself. See also here the liner is out. Just leading me to believe that maybe this car has had some work done on the front end. Go ahead and take a look at the wheels, tires, and brakes now. See here, this thing's got Toyo tires on it, and they're basically brand new. A real good tread life left on them. So go ahead and take a look. You can see your coilover spring setup in there. Go ahead and take a look at the brakes now. See, you got good brakes on here. Probably about 80% left, 85% left. No real lip on the rotor yet at this point. The wheels, however, are not in good shape. They have lots of clear coat issues and rash marks. Go ahead and you can take a little further look here at the underneath. You can see the CD boots are good, which is a high failure rate point on Passats. Sway bar leads, axles, tie rod ends. Most of the underside of this vehicle is cladded with plastic sound deadening stuff. Definitely got your typical surface rust on bolts, subframe items, stuff like that. We move to the left rear tire here. Once you can see, it's also got a nice new Toyo tire on here. Good shape. This wheel is by far in pretty bad shape as well. It's got all sorts of gouges, scratches on it. It's not in good shape. Good tires though. Go ahead and take a look at the rear brakes here. Get a nice clear shot for you. Maybe we'll go from a different spoke here. This here is definitely some pad left on them. I'd say probably about 85–90% life. Go ahead and take a look at the rear suspension. So your coil springs, your exhaust got a little bit of rust. Same with the suspension members here. So your trunk pan floor. Go ahead and move to the right rear suspension. You can see your coil springs in pretty good shape here. Once again, good tires on the car. This is probably the best shaped wheel out of the car here. You can see it has very minimal damage. I can get you a little bit better shot of the brakes here in the video. Yeah, you can get a good look at them there. There's good life left on them. They should be get a good amount of use out of them. You can see here once again a little bit of rust on some of the suspension components. Overall, the car's solid from a rust standpoint. Don't really notice anything major. Go ahead and take a look at the right front CD boot, in good shape, tie rod ends, subframe, all that fun stuff. So you see, real nice tires. You can see they still have the lines on them. That's how new they are, at least these front ones. See, this one's definitely eaten a curb or two, so it's even got yellow paint on them. Take a look at the brakes up here. You can see here, there's definitely a little bit of oil here on the control arm. More than likely from that valve cover leak. That's where I would start my oil leak repair. There's also some on the trans pan there. We're going to go ahead and complete part 3 of the Lemonbuster's inspection of a Passat.